Welcome back, guys. After a beautiful lunch, I'm here again, 4 p.m., live with Crystal. You could see Stefan on the video. He will be also coming up tonight with a session. And I'm so excited to have all of you sharing all these amazing experiences, learnings, takeaways, wisdom nuggets. I just cannot say how much it means that you are here to empower others. So here we are with Crystal Asong, and I'm super happy to welcome you in the Global Empowerment Summit for the first time. I hope this will be just the beginning of a beautiful journey. I see already Krishan and you tuning in to support you, and it's really, really nice to see everyone showing up for each other and creating this amazing experience. So, Crystal, I'm really happy to have you here. And I would love the audience to get to know you better. So tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe even about your day. Let's get
Sure.
warmed up for this conversation.
Yeah, sure. First of all, I would like to thank you first, Andrea, for giving me this opportunity to speak here with you on this session. It's my first time joining the Global Empowerment Summit, and so far I've met a lot of amazing people, getting to connect with all the other speakers, and it's been great. Very excited to be here, and I just want to acknowledge you for the hard work that you do because it's no small feat to create, a 1 month long event. So thank you for providing us this platform to share our message and share what we have to say. So yeah, um, my name is Crystal. I'm from Malaysia. I'm a life purpose coach, a trainer, and also a speaker. So what I mainly do is I help people to discover their life's purpose based on who they are, their true nature, their true core, so that at the end of the day they can find a life that is more aligned with who they are and live a happier, fulfilling, more meaningful life that is authentic. Yeah, and that resonates with them. So
And tell
that's a
us a
bit
little
about
bit
me.
also about yourself, because it's very funny. This question, every time I ask, people are concentrating on their professional life. But
Yeah, yeah, I struggle with that a lot too.
thank you so
Actually, like
much.
people ask, tell me about yourself. I'm from a small town in east of Malaysia. I don't know if you've been there. It's a very small town in Borneo. They're famous for their oil and gas. We're the one of the biggest oil and gas supplier for the nation. So I come from that small town and have been born and raised there ever since. But only now I moved here for my studies and also now for work. So ever since I was a kid, I was always naturally curious. I love to learn. I love to explore. I always wanted to know what is beyond this small town that I was confined, that I was born in, and yeah, and that had led me to a lot of discoveries, a lot of ups and downs, breakdowns, breakthroughs. Uh, met many amazing people along the way who opened up doors of opportunities for me and helped me to find myself again. So now it's my turn to give that back and to find so that they can find themselves as well. So yes, Christian. I was born in Miri, but raised in Bintulu because my dad worked there.
I love
Yeah.
Miri. We went to Miri several
Oh, you've
times. We
been there.
went to the pinnacles, and then we climbed the
Ah.
Mount Kinabalu. We just
Oh
love that
wow.
place. Yeah.
It's so nice. Yeah, yeah.
My favorite place. Visited orangutans, had the Borneo steamed, or how you call that, the chicken, the
The one in
you
the
know
bamboo, is it?
bamboo chicken. Yes, in the forest.
Yes. Yeah.
It
Oh, you've
was
been
so
to a lot
nice.
of places in Malaysia. It's nice.
Of course, I live here. I want to know where I live, and I want to know the culture, the people. So it's always nice. And listening to you, it was so interesting because I'm looking at the screen. I'm like checking, like, how old are you? And, and then
Oh.
it's like talking to someone who is like have been through all his or her life. And I see you. You are
uh,
so young.
yeah, I always see myself as like an old soul in a young person's body. I mean, that's yeah. Oh, okay. I think this
Yeah, the
is
crystal. It's I think it's Cynthia
Cynthia. Oh
saying.
yeah, Cynthia.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, about Kuching. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I've been there before. Have friends there.
Oh, nice. So nice.
Yeah.
So many connections, that you never know. Sometimes you just start to talk about it and people connect. So it's good to
Yeah.
be your authentic self, as you say. And we are getting closer to your topic, which is about
Yeah.
awaken your authentic self. And I love the topic. And oh,
Mm.
more connections. Wait, Yuwa is also saying I was posted in Sarawak for 3 years. The
Yes.
school
I
was
think
there.
he taught there before. I think you were told me before. Yeah.
Yes, the teacher. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So nice connections, and let's start with your topic. I always start with the perspective of the speaker. So, what exactly had you in mind when you were thinking about the topic and gave me the title "Awaken Your Authentic Self"? So, what does it mean for you?
Yeah, so this was actually inspired by my own story. I think I've told a bit earlier, but like my whole story ever since I was a kid. So yeah, I was naturally curious. I love to learn, very studious. I was also a very obedient daughter. I mean, I'm the eldest in my siblings. I have two younger brothers. So because I love to learn, I was also studious and I did very well in school. So I did well. I mean, naturally, I did very well academically. And we always have this joke, like this Asian stereotype joke. They say, when you do very well in school, you can only grow up to either be four things, right? A doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or a family failure. So I chose the pathway of becoming a doctor because I just love studying about medicine and learning about how the human body works and how it's all connected, and also the idea of being able to heal and serve people and creating an impact in someone else's life in that way. So yeah, I worked my way up through my school days, through university, aced all my exams, interviews, got into one of the top unis in Malaysia, University of Malaya, to do my medical school, and then graduated, and then finally here I am, a doctor. Like I've reached the pinnacle. Like I've been working towards this one moment my whole life, and I could see, my parents' faces beaming with pride every time they introduced me to their friends. And that's all a doctor could ask for, right? I just wanted to make my parents happy, to make them proud. And that was what I thought I wanted as well for myself. But the thing about life is you'll never know until you try, until you experience it. So last year I started working as a junior doctor. Here in Malaysia, we call it housemanship. So we are required to do housemanship for 2 years, as a junior doctor. So, hi Lalita. So, yeah, the first few weeks I was very excited, to start working as a doctor, working in a hospital, getting to help patients. But then suddenly, after few months in, it finally dawned on me the kind of lifestyle that I was putting myself in. The lifestyle as a doctor, especially in a government hospital, is very restricted. The workload is, yeah, it's a lot of responsibility. The work culture, the working environment, I mean, some people they're okay in those kinds of careers, but for me it wasn't something that aligned with who I am and what I value. But I didn't know that at that time. It was only after a few months of deep inner work and self reflection that I realized that what my values were. So I really valued freedom and autonomy and getting to express myself creatively, and sharing what I have to say. Because, yeah, because I love reading, I love learning. And then just after a few months into medicine, I started to ask myself the very scary question, the deep, dark question that I've been avoiding for a very long time. And the question that I asked myself was, is this the right career for me? Have I made the right decision? And if I choose to quit now, does it mean that I've wasted 5 years of medical school? What are my parents going to think about me? How am I going to pay the bills? So all of these questions keep worrying in my head. And but there comes a point where I finally, after just pacing back and forth for many, many months, uh, figuring out whether I should quit or not, contemplating on this decision, I finally just had this wake up call that I just have to take charge of my own life. There comes a time when, yeah, parents, friends, family, they can tell you what to do, but at some point you have to be your own parent and make your own choices in life. And that was when I slowly start to awaken, awaken to my authentic self, and awaken the power that I we all have within. So last end of last year, I finally handed in my resignation notice, and then 1 month after that, I walked out of the hospital door and left the hospital for good. And I've never regretted the decision ever since. So but even after resigning, the suffering and confusion didn't end. Because, yeah, I think I was in a period of the dark night of the soul where I was still trying to figure out what am I supposed to do, what is my purpose here in life. So I started sharing my experiences on YouTube, sharing about my experience, resigning from housemanship, telling what I did, the whole process, what I learned. And a lot of people were engaged with that. A lot of people resonated with that. So they reached out to me. They reached out to me and sharing with me their own struggles and asking me for advice and help about the situation that they're going in. So I try to help them as much as I can, providing them the value that providing them value through the things that I've experienced so far. And that's when I stumbled upon coaching. And coaching is also very similar to medicine, because in medicine you get to meet patients, you talk to them, you try to clark history, and then diagnose and give them treatment. So coaching is also the same way. It's like meeting a client. You get to know them, you get to talk to them, understand the issues that they're going through, and then working together to find, a common ground, a solution. And I realized that since I've been helping a lot of people uh, in their own struggles, and I've learned a lot through my own struggles as well, why not I delve deeper into coaching and help other people discover their life's purpose and how to awaken their authentic self. So, yeah, that was a very long winded question, and that is what inspired me to talk about this topic today.
It's always nice to hear personal stories, so I'm always welcoming because it's empowering to listen to other people's stories because people can, just like what happened to you, relate to it, and then they are, oh, I'm in the same situation, so maybe I can do the same. So I really like this kind of education by experience and life experience that was very normal in the old times when, grandmothers and mothers and fathers and kids, they were together all the time and they were sharing their experiences, and you were learning from it, and you were growing from it naturally, which doesn't really happen nowadays because we are not as connected, we are not close, we are not spending as much time
Yeah,
together. So it's very inspiring hearing the personal stories. So I guess this
mm,
is also why it's so important for you, the topic, right? Because it has a personal
yeah,
background.
yeah. Something very that deeply resonated with me. And also, something very interesting is it reminds me of the word passion. People always say, follow your passion, find your passion. And we see the word passion as doing something that we love, right? Passion is something that uh, fuels us, that creates us this fire within us. But actually, the word passion, the original meaning of the word, it comes from the Latin word pati, which means suffering. So the word passion started out from suffering, and then now it evolved into love. Something that we love to do. And those two different meanings of passion, suffering and love, from my own personal experience, it gives us a clue to where our purpose lies. Yeah, so by utilizing the suffering that we've gone through, learning through the whole process, and then gaining the insights, and then serving others through the things that you've gone through. So, yeah.
Interesting. And when you are deciding, like you are an individual, okay, I would like to be myself, okay, I would like to live my own life. Um, how do I start? What's the first step to do? And how can I show myself that it's it's beneficial enough to start the new way and to go through all that hurdle to just to be on my own path.
Yeah. You see, the path to discovering yourself is not a, it's not a one day thing. You don't go through a personality test and then you finally discovered who you are, right? It takes a lot of going through a lot of process and reiteration, rediscovering, unlearning, relearning, deprogramming, reprogramming. And so I've come up with a framework that I usually teach my clients about how to live more authentically. So when you can follow this framework and live a life that is aligned with this framework, then you can live more authentically or live a more aligned life. One of the reasons why I make a framework is also because it's easy to follow through. People like a step by step guide instead of me telling them very abstract concepts, very philosophical concepts that people can really grasp it. So I provide this framework. It's, I don't know if you heard of ikigai before. I
Mhm.
think it's yeah, it's a very trendy Japanese term nowadays. So it's like ikigai plus values plus personality. So when you can live, uh, so when all of these three things are in align with one another, that's what it means to live authentically. So ikigai is a Japanese term which means a reason for being. It's basically like your dharma, your purpose, your purpose, soul's purpose here on earth. So in ikigai, it has four sub elements. Yeah, the purpose of your life. So in ikigai, it has four sub elements, which is what you love to do, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. So you need to find the intersection of all of those four, and that's where your ikigai lies. And then the next one is values. So values are your moral code. They are the principles that govern your everyday life that decides the kinds of decision that you make every day. For example, like I just mentioned, like I value autonomy and freedom and creative expression. So in whatever I do, especially when it comes to career, I will make sure that what I do is aligned to these values. Because if it's not aligned, if there is friction between what I resonate with in terms of my value, I will feel frustrated. And that's when all the frustration and depression, anxiety, and burnout comes in because there is a misalignment there in terms of values. And then the next one is personality because different people are, they have different personality. And one of the best ways to uncovering your personality is by doing a personality test. So different personality tests, they have different functions. They're looking for different things. But what I usually encourage my clients, for example, is just do whatever personality test you can find out there. Whether it's Enneagram, MBTI, Holland Code, Strengths Finder, so whatever personality test. Because at the end of the day, this personality test is just to help you become more aware about who you are, your strengths, your characteristics, your skills, your interests, because we want to become more aware of ourselves and our true nature because everyone else is different and also the same in so many ways. For example, we are the same in a sense that we all want to love and to be loved. We all want to do work that is meaningful and purposeful. We all want to live a fulfilling life, but we all want it in different ways. So we want to be loved and to love in different ways. We have different ways of how to live a fulfilling and also meaningful life. So yeah, so when you can find all of these three, like ikigai, values, personality, and you can live authentically, live in alignment with that. So that is what it means to live an authentic life, a life that is true to you. Yeah.
Great that you put all this together. I think that's all, what it's all about in life. That you are creating your own correlations, your own mix of good things, Actually, the
Yeah.
hub is also about that, to bring all the good things, the good experts, the resources, the knowledge together, and then you get a very nice big picture and a very nice environment where people can just be free and do what they like because they have all the resources. And what you mentioned, putting the values together, and
Yeah.
making this like as your kind of lifeline or roadmap that is helping you to go from one step to the other and helps you in critical situation to decide. It creates a very nice driven way of living according to your own values. We have a lot
Yeah.
of shares here. So you were saying success is when your actions, thoughts, and desires are aligned with each other. And
Nice quote.
that's a really good one. And he's also saying that he's resonating with you because his brother was doctor, and yeah, he's remembering when he was
Oh
supporting.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. Been there.
So that's
Yeah.
something that is amazing. So at the end of this discussion, let's get to the future part. Like, how do you envision? How do you see the future? What would life or in Earth look like? Very visionary picture, but
Yeah.
how would that look like if everyone would live their authentic life?
Yeah. I mean, it's something that I think we should all strive for, to live authentically because we are all so unique. As I mentioned, we are the same, but also so different in many ways. We all have our own unique talents, gifts, skills, capabilities, and it's our task here right now on earth is to uncover that and then share that with others to serve humankind with the potential that we have deep inside. I love this quote by Jay Shetty. I think Yuva knows this as well. He's one of our idols. His quote where he says, "You cannot be anything you want, but you can be everything you are." So our task is to understand who are we, and then really embody that and embrace that. So how I envision that, like imagine if everyone lived their authentic life. Imagine if everyone can fully utilize the gifts, talents, potential that they have within and they're using them to serve humankind. How would that world be? So imagine if when you live an authentic life, you get to wake up out of bed, you feel very excited about life. You feel excited to start the day. You're full of hope, for what life has to bring you for the rest of the day. So you go to work, you feel very fulfilled. You have a spring in your step. Everyone that you serve passionately, you serve purposefully. You get to connect with your other community in a way that's full of love, full of joy. And then you come home instead of feeling exhausted or drained, like a lot of people are facing, unfortunately, including me when I was once working in a hospital. So instead of feeling drained, we actually feel more energized because we're actually fulfilling our ikigai, our purpose, our dharma. So we feel energized, we feel fulfilled, we feel so much fullness in our heart. Imagine if you feel so much gratitude for what life has to offer. That's the kind of feeling that we all should have and we all should aspire to have. But that can only happen once we fully live our authentic self and fully embody that authentic self. There's another quote by Oprah Winfrey where she says, all of us, we want to live our most authentic, highest, and truest expressions of ourselves as human beings. So when we are full, we can give that to other people, that fullness, that love, it runs over to other people because you cannot give from an empty cup. And so you have to fill yourself up first. And that can only happen when you live in alignment with your true nature, with who you are at your core. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, and I think that's a beautiful closure for the speech and this interview because All out there, guys. Fill your cups.
Yeah.
Fill your cups, and we are also filling your cups. We are empowering you to empower others. So that's the whole goal.
Yeah.
You just summarized it. So we are
Yeah.
filling up cups so that people can fill up other people's cups. And
Yeah.
then it
And
goes
that's why
on
this
and on
platform
and
is,
on.
yeah. And that's why this platform is very good, It like we're just spreading all the love, all the knowledge, which is a very good thing.
Yes, it's so nice to have you here. As a last message, because I don't see yet Vedika in the studio, we still have a little bit of time. What would be the three things that you would say for people who are experimenting with starting this process, searching for their
Mm.
authentic self? What are the three things that they can already start at home, like today?
The first thing is always self-awareness, because I think ever since we were kid, we've been prescribed with a list of instruction about what a good life is. We've been told what to do, how to act, how to feel, which job to take, how much money to make. So it's all about self-awareness and really being aware about what do you really want out of life? Who are you? What is your purpose? And you can start by uh, from the framework that I provide, ikigai, values, personality. Just try to journal down, make a list, make every morning, do a journal like what is my ikigai. So the ikigai is, I mentioned, the four elements: what you're good at, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you love to do. So just list all of that down. And then your values for different categories of your life, such as like health and fitness, spirituality, career, finance. So different areas of your life, you may have different values for them. So list them down so that you can become more aware of them. And then personality, like take a personality test or ask your friends or family members, like, what are my strengths? What is the first thing you think about you know, when you think about me? Like the unique characteristic traits that you have. Yeah, so it starts with self-awareness. So I think it's a mixture of that, like self-awareness, journaling, and all of that is nothing if there is no action. So you have to take the first step. No matter how small or how big, you just need to take that first step and make it an intention to want to understand yourself better and take that action to want to know more. So yeah.
I think the action again, it's coming back and back, right? To take action, to really be there for yourself, to learn the knowledge, to start the journey, to start to be aware.
Yeah.
These are the main basic steps that the people can start and can already do. And journaling, it's also like very very interesting. Like journaling is coming up with everyone, whoever I talk, that just
Mm.
writing it out, it gives you the feeling of putting it down on paper and yeah, enjoying the process and getting to know yourself a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's not enough to just think in your head. You have to put it down because it slows your brain down, and you can think more clearly. So yeah, it's very important.
In the meantime, I'm trying to manage what you see sometimes because I don't have anyone else here. I'm trying to manage
Mm.
Vedika to get into the studio, so forgive me for 1 minute.
No, no, it's fine.
I
I
just have to
understand we're
type.
going to run out of time very soon, so I'm just like trying to
Yeah,
make sure
it's
I
all
say
good. It's all
everything.
good because
Yeah.
I don't have her in the studio, so that's why I'm just writing to her,
Okay, okay.
emailing to her. That's what people don't see, like
Yeah, of
being in
course,
the
behind the
studio live
scenes.
stream like this. Behind the scene, I'm trying to make it as transparent as possible because I want the people get familiar with it slowly. I want the
Yeah,
people to do it and not be afraid of it because you see, it's still possible. We are still talking. You are still sharing.
yeah,
The
yeah.
person coming next is just joining the studio and I see her already here. So this
Okay,
is a
that's nice.
process that everyone is just sharing.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
thank you
of
so much,
course.
Krista. It was an amazing share. Where can people search for you, reach out to you, and what exactly is the one thing that people should reach out to you?
So I'm available in all social media platform, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn. You can email me as well, crystal.asong@gmail.com. And so I work with people on how to discover their life purpose. So if you have any, I use the framework just like what I mentioned. But if you want to go in more detail about how to discover your life purpose, you can always reach out to me, and we can, schedule a meeting, and we can really go deeper into more depth about the whole framework and how to discover your life's purpose.
Thank you so much for sharing all this and being here and spending some part of your afternoon in a Saturday with us and
Yeah,
empowering
no worries.
others.
Yeah,
And wish you a beautiful journey. Wish you all the success that you wish for. I have no doubts that you will make it, and then you already did the hardest part to change and to stand up for
yeah,
yourself. So that's how it
yeah.
starts.
Yeah, thank you so much, Andrea, and thank you for this opportunity again.
Of course. Thank you so much, Crystal, and have a beautiful afternoon and goodbye.
All right, bye bye.